Well, with summer kicking off, it's always good to look at where the first place I ever wrestled an outdoor show was, and it was Belle Plaine, Minnesota. Yes, it actually came, I think it was my ninth match, if I counted it correctly. It was my first time kind of outside. It was my first time outside, but it was not my first time outside my home base. But the deal it was Aaron Corbin and I, the Corbin brothers, against a wrestler known as Version 2. You know him better as Ryan Cruz, who is my former North Star Express tag partner, and the Sheriff Johnny Emerald. Interesting tag match, if you would. Now, this was my introduction into pro wrestling, as far as like being able to set up at fairs and festivals and how this all goes. And Belle Plaine, I can't remember what the name of the days that they did, but we did a tag match. It was actually my first time meeting a couple people like Rain and Lacey and Mitch Paradise. And the funny thing is we wrestled in the middle of the street. And this is my naive mind as being like, where's the wrestling ring? Because I remember that there was a locker room in the back of a bar, and then they were like, oh, what you do is you just you go to the ring, and the ring will be in the middle of the intersection. It's like, and in my brain, I was like, wait, you're gonna just put a ring in the middle of the intersection? What about the cars? You know, and like, not realizing that they closed it down for the festival and all that stuff. But whatever the match, however we did it, match was super easy. And then the sheriff ended up handcuffing Aaron and I to each other. And so we did the thing where we kept trying to like get free, and then we had to go through the ropes and all that stuff. And we ended up going accidentally not back into the locker room, but through the bar. And so Aaron and I were doing like the goofy brother gimmick, and we're handcuffed to each other, and like we're going through a bar handcuffed, and I don't know where we're supposed to go because I lost track of all of it. So there's that. So then as we're walking through, it's just like a biker bar that we're in, and you know, like again, you can see all the looks where they're just like, why are all these two shirtless dudes walking in handcuffed to each other? Those kinky sons of bitches always, you know, whatever. But yeah, it was just kind of amusing. That was my first time outside at a show, and again, like, just kind of amusing where it was like, because remember, I started wrestling at MPW. I knew there was other wrestling out there, but like the idea of like getting more familiar with stuff in the Minnesota scene and seeing guys that I hadn't like crossed paths with was interesting. And so that was my kind of an eye-opening experience. I would go on to do other outdoor shows, but this is my first. So my first time ever doing an outdoor event was at Belle Plaine, Minnesota.